All right, so my name is Liberty Smith. I am the program manager for the Wyoming HAF program, and today I'm going to be walking through how to apply for our program. So if you type in HAF Wyoming, this will be the first link that you can click. And then this just has information about our program. There's a lot of useful information in here, so check that out when you get a second. But for the purpose of this meeting, what I'm going to do is click Apply Now. And this is going to take us to our main screen. So what you'll do is click Apply Now here. And this is the user registration, so I am going to enter my information. Actually, I am going to protest. And then this is my email address for the purpose of this. All right, and then we will receive, once you do your user registration, you will receive an email to the email that you entered. Let me share my whole tab. And this is what that will look like. So it says, change your password. You can click here, or you can copy and paste this URL. So I'm going to click here. And then I don't need that tab anymore. You will enter a password. We'll do HAF. And then once you create a password, it'll log you in right away. Please remember your password and your username. When it asks you to type in your username and password, your username is your email address. So we are going to start a new application. And then please read all of this general information. This is just you saying that you understand that you have to have a household income at or below 150% AMI. AMI is area median income. We do have the area median income on our website for you to check out. This is a one-time grant, so once you receive funds, you cannot receive funds again. It tells you a little bit about what we will accept, like the expenses that we will pay. We will pay up to $35,000. This is not a loan. This is just saying that you will enter everything correctly. And then, do you own a home? Yes, you'll enter everything on this pre-screening page as you like that is applicable to yourself, but I'm just gonna breeze through here. One. All right, and then right here, we are going to choose what your financial hardship is related to COVID. So we are a COVID funded program. You do have to have a hardship that is directly linked to COVID. So I'm going to choose just a random one, and then you will give a little bit more of a description. So I chose job loss due to COVID-19 or its impact. So then I'm going to, my elaboration here is going to be, I lost my job due to the COVID pandemic. My employer was laying people off. So we'll leave it at that. And then down here, you choose the assistance that you're applying for. So if you would like one of these assistances, you have to choose the button that you are applying for, or it won't populate later in the application. I will say that if we have to come back to you for anything, so let's say you want delinquent mortgage assistance, but you didn't click delinquent mortgage assistance, and we have to come back and help you add it later on, it's going to take longer for us to review and approve your application. So please make sure you're clicking it on here. I'm going to go ahead and just click everything and show you guys how to do them. And then we will click continue. I'm just going to confirm this. Typically, it would not say that. That's just because that's our office building number. And then when this says, based on the information provided, you may be eligible for homeowner assistance, this is saying that you are income eligible. So because I'm a household of one in Laramie County and I put that I make $10,000, I am income eligible. So that's what that's saying. These are the applicant details. This is the information about the person filling out the application. So I'm just one person. I won't do the other household members. But if I were to do the other household members, and I'll show you what that looks like, that would be my spouse, my kids, my grandma, anyone else that lives with us. This information is just about me. I'm going to just fill this in real quick. Enter your social. If you have recently filed for bankruptcy or if you are in foreclosure, then we will handle your case a little bit differently. If you're in bankruptcy, we will need a letter filled out that is signed by either your bankruptcy attorney or your servicer, just saying that everybody knows that you're that you're going to be in bankruptcy, that you're filing, just to make sure that we're all on the same page. And then if you are in foreclosure and you have a foreclosure date, we will expedite your case. All right. So this is the other household members screen. So let's say that I have a spouse. I would click add other household members. I would enter their names, their last name, their relationship to me, their ownership type. So are they a borrower, co-borrower, a non-borrower, etc. If you have any questions about what that means, you can give us a call and we'll let you know. And then we also need their age. Since I put that I'm a household member of one, or a household size of one, I'm not going to fill this out, but this is just so you guys know what that looks like. And I'm going to click next, and you would add one for every person that lives in the home. So because I entered 10,000 as my annual adjusted gross income, this is for me. So I will click this down arrow since I'm already populated on there. I will click edit. And then I'll say that my salary, my income is earned wages. I will say that I'm going to give my 2022 tax return, and then I will again enter my total annual adjusted gross income. Please make sure that whatever the total is on this page, so let's say that I have me and my spouse, we both make 10,000. Please make sure that if you are entering 10,000 for each person on here, that your pre-screening page shows that you guys make 20,000 for the total. We want these numbers to add up, or we will have to come back to figure that out. And then, as I was saying before, I only made a household size of one, but if I were going to have a household size of two, or if you guys have however many people that earn an income, so you don't have to add an income for your children if they don't provide income to the home, you would click add income. You would choose your household member. It'll already populate because you added them on the last screen, and then you'll just do the same thing. What is their income type? How am I going to prove it? So tax return, W-2, etc., and then how much it is. Now this is the mortgage details screen, so this will look different based on what you're applying for. So how you see lender details right here, if you have a delinquent mortgage or a forward mortgage assistance, you're going to fill this part out. So I'm going to just go ahead and throw WCDA in there. I'm going to say my loan account number is 111. How many months are you currently delinquent? This will only show if you chose delinquent mortgage assistance. I'll say 1. What's the total delinquent amount? The amount of your 1 month payment. So let's just call that 1,000. And then my monthly payment would be 1,000. Does my monthly payment include the amount for property tax and homeowners insurance escrow? This is based on you guys. I'm going to go ahead and say no. Are you able to pay the future mortgage payments after this assistance? I'm going to say yes. And then I also have a partial claim detail. So if you want assistance with partial claims, this will populate on your application. So we'll say my FHA case number is 11111, and the partial claim mortgage amount, how much was my partial claim for? Let's say it was $18,000. And then, so if you chose delinquent mortgage, this will populate. If you chose partial claims, this will populate. If you chose forward mortgage assistance, this will populate. So please choose the current month and the next 2 months. So what we're going to do is we're going to click add forward payment. We're going to choose January 2024. So I have a mortgage statement. I'm going to go ahead and say yes. We're going to save it. Now, just because you add January does not mean that we automatically put on February and March. So you will have to make sure that you see all 3 months on your screen before submitting your application. So if you do not do that, we will have to come back to you. We'll have to put you back in edit, and then you'll have to come back through and do this again. So it is in your best interest to add them all before you submit. So we'll do another add forward. We'll click February. We'll say, no, I don't have the statement, because typically you won't have the next month's statement. And then we'll do another one. We'll do March. No, I don't have the statement, and save. So now you can see you have your delinquency amount added. That's what this is up here. You have your partial claim amount added. That's this part right here. And then you can see all 3 months that you're applying for forward mortgage assistance. Then we are going to click next. And that was all of the mortgage details assistance. That's all you'll have to do for those portions. Now this is going to be the other expenses, is what we call them. So I chose all of the expenses. So what I'm going to do is you choose a payment priority. So the way that we prioritize payments is that anything that's delinquent will get done first. And the way that we prioritize within delinquencies is your delinquent mortgage, your partial claim, and then your other expenses. So these are other expenses. The other expenses do have to be delinquent. We will not pay current or ongoing payments for utilities, property taxes, etc. And then the very last priority will be forward mortgage. And so when you're choosing a priority within the other expenses, you're choosing a priority within, do I want my property tax or my utilities to get paid first? Do I want my water or my electric to get paid first? That's what this is. And that's only if you're near the cap. And our cap is $35,000. So I will say, let's call it the Laramie County Treasurer. I'll do, this is for property taxes. Let's say I own $1,000. No, I haven't received other expenses. This will be property tax. And let's say I'm 2 months behind. And then we're going to add another expense. This will be for our HOA dues. We'll make this second priority. And then we'll just choose this one since it's already in our system. Amount owed, we'll do 1,000. No, I haven't received assistance from anywhere else. Let's say I'm 5 months behind on this one. And then, so as you can see, it's pretty much the same workflow, whether you're applying for HOA, flood insurance, homeowners insurance, property tax, other sources of heat, sewage, electric, water, gas, etc. But you're going to add all of them individually. And we'll call that so you can see that I'm just adding each one individually. I'll leave it at that. And then we'll click next. And this is uploading documents. So if it has one of these red asterisks next to the word, it is a requirement. So what I'm going to do is just add our flyer, our informational flyer for all of these, but you will need to add the actual documents. If you name them what they are, that really does help us with the ease of reviewing your application. So instead of it having it say screenshot 1122, it would say partial claim note, your last name, something like that. That typically helps us review a little bit easier. And then again, this is that bankruptcy thing that you would upload. So if you chose bankruptcy, you would need to upload that, and so on and so forth. Now this is the certification page. So everything that you click on here, you are attesting to. If somebody else is submitting the application on your behalf, you'll need to click yes and enter your information. If you do not do this, we will make you reapply because if someone else is submitting your application, we need to know that. So I'm going to click no because I'm submitting this application for myself. And then you will need to click every single one of these. So I attest that this is correct and complete. I attest that my income is at or below 150% AMI. I attest that we had a COVID impact. I attest that my monthly income submitted is complete and accurate. I attest that we're not receiving any other assistance for the assistance that we are applying for. I attest that I will live in my home as my primary residence and I will not sell my home for at least 6 months after receiving payments. And then here you will acknowledge all of these. This is just general acknowledgments about federal guidelines and stuff like that. And then this is the Fair Credit Reporting Act authorization. You'll click electronically sign. Once you no longer have this red bar at the bottom, you will be able to click next. If it's not letting you move forward from this screen, it's because you haven't checked one of these bubbles or clicked electronically sign on one of them. All right, now you can see that your application was submitted. This is your case number. Keep this. We will ask for it if you give us a call so that we can help you out faster. Now you will receive an email to sign your DocuSign. So this first email that says no reply HAF, this is just a notification that you have submitted your application. That's all it is. The second one that you will receive that says no reply DFS via DocuSign, you will need to click review documents. It'll take you to this screen. You will click I agree to use electronic records and signatures. Click continue. And then you'll click start and it'll take you to everywhere that you need to sign. So you'll click here. You can adopt and sign this. You can draw your own signature. And then you'll click here. It'll sign it for you. And then that is all you need to sign. As you can see, there's nowhere else that signing is needed. So you can scroll all the way to the bottom and click finish here, or you can click finish here. And then it will tell you, save a copy of your document, log in. This is the screen that you know that it has been completely submitted. You are good. You have signed your DocuSign. If you have more than one person in the household, so let's say that I filled out the application and I have a spouse. Once I sign this and I get this screen, then the email will go to my spouse and they will need to do the same thing for themselves. And then your application will go into review. So now I know that I signed the DocuSign. I'll click done. Now, if I want to see the status of my application, I can click track status. And I can see that I'm in initial review. Since I have 3 months of forward mortgage on here, I will have an option once this case is approved and paid. There will be an option to click this and it'll say create forward month. That'll be my next month of assistance. So once I'm approved, I'm paid and everything's good, then I'll be able, so you saw I applied for January, February, March. So after this, they'll pay everything. We'll pay everything other than your February and your March. And then you'll come back and you'll upload your February mortgage statement here. You'll click create forward month, download your February mortgage statement, submit it, we'll pay February. Once that's paid and you have your March statement, then we'll pay March separately at the very end. So now what I will go over for our income eligibility, you can go to our main website. You can go down to homeowner information, and then you will see this chart here. And this will tell you whichever county you're in, and then you'll find how many people are in your household. So let's say you're in Laramie County with a 4-person household. You need to make $143,100 or less per year in order to qualify for our program based on your income. There are still other qualifications that you have to meet, but this chart is simply for the income eligibility portion. And then here you can see a bunch of frequently asked questions for homeowners. One of our most frequently asked questions is about our housing education. So if you check that you cannot make your payments on your mortgage moving forward on that very first screen, or if you are requesting assistance above $17,000, then we will require that you go to housing education. Your application will give you that information at the very end. So before getting your confirmation screen, or on your confirmation screen, I forget where we put it, you will have the option to choose one of two different housing education offices. You can do it in person, you can do it over the phone. They're just going to talk to you about your options, make sure that you understand what you're applying for and that it will not resolve your delinquency, or that it might resolve your delinquency, but just kind of giving you some other options, talking through you with that. Then you will go into application review. So that is the only other caveat when it comes to those two questions. If you need any assistance, you can email questions or concerns to homeowner.assistance@wyo.gov. If you prefer phone support, you can call me at 307-777-3737, or you can email me directly at liberty.smith@wyo.gov. If you are not eligible for our program, you can go into your local DFS office and talk to a benefits specialist about some of the other programs or assistance that you might be eligible for. And of course, if you need application assistance, you can also go into a field office and they can help you actually do your application with them. We know that having it online is a little bit tricky sometimes. But other than that, please let us know if you need any help, and have a great year. Thank you.